Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be closing out my last paycheck that I received on August 18th. And so I'm starting off by updating my cashless spending trackers. So I'm just kind of like noting down, you can see anytime I make a purchase, under any of these categories, I try to update it. So I'm going to go ahead and update entertainment. I recently bought 2 video games, so I'm adding that on there. It was an Amazon purchase. So I have $2 left for my entertainment budget. And then I'm going to go ahead and add up how much I spent on food out for these past 2 weeks. We only really ate out one time, which was Portillo's, and then we did get donuts one day, and I did put $20 onto my Starbucks app, so there's $38 left. And actually I did get Burger King as well one day. It was like $9, so we have $29 left. And then I'm just subtracting, so like my miscellaneous purchases this time were some flip-flops that I bought at Costco, couple of Amazon purchases. I bought some stuff at the Dollar Tree for like birthday, like balloons and a banner and stuff. So I had $25 left for my miscellaneous budget. And then we did get haircuts, and I ended up spending $48 on haircuts for my husband and my foster daughter. And then I went over $4 on gas. And then I did have another fries purchase that I forgot to log because I actually went into the store. Normally I do like grocery pickup. So I thought I had $117 left, but then I remembered I did go to Fry's, and I think I spent like $30-something. But you can see I kind of like have my sheet filled in for the most part. And so I decided to work on this first because I was like getting myself confused with my cashless spending. So you could see like I anticipated $13.66. I did have that right. And then under my income, I anticipated $1,700, but I ended up getting $1,948. And then I rolled over $427. And then there was like $52 extra that we got for like some refund checks. So it's $3,777. And I don't think I added the 52 in there, so I have to add that. And then I'm adding up all of my bills that I paid, and everything came out correctly. Like all the bills were what I anticipated they were. So it was $1,081. And so I'm just going to go ahead and add up our income, what it actually was. And it ended up being $38.29. Sometimes it's annoying to like come back and update this because it's like so messy and like things are obviously not right, but it's good because it kind of lets me reflect and really see if I like stuck to things or not. It like forces me to be more accountable. So the $100 that went to my husband, that did go to him. And so I started updating the spending part, which you can see I put the $48 for entertainment. I had the $48 for haircuts, and this is where I remembered, I think, the fries purchase. So I think I was pulling it up on the computer to make sure I knew how much exactly it was. That's the only thing that's kind of a bummer about like the whole cashless spending. Like if you're spending cash, it's like pretty easy to count to make sure. But if you're spending cashless, like you really have to double check everything. So, and sometimes like typically I'll remember, like if I'm doing like grocery pickup, I remember to like write it down right away. But if I'm not doing grocery pickup and I'm going in the store for something, it definitely slips my mind more often than not. So I went ahead and looked it up, and it was $38. And so I subtracted the 117.38 minus 38 and left me with $79. So I actually spent way less than I thought I was going to on groceries. I did go to Target. I can't remember exactly what I bought at Target, but I know I went to Target. I want to say it was household items, but I can't recall. So I went ahead and subtracted that from my household budget, which brought my total to like $99 that I spent. So I only had like $1 extra. And then for my grocery budget, I ended up spending $181 out of the $260. Gas, I went over. Entertainment, I was under slightly. Food out, we were under slightly. I think I counted it all because we did end up chipping in for pizza for my cousin. And then my miscellaneous ended up being $75. I had $25 left. So the total I spent under my like variable spending was, I think, $690 or $695, which left my balance way different because I made more than I thought I was going to, or well, I rolled over quite a bit, and I ended up spending less, which honestly never happens. I always end up spending more. So, everything on my sinking funds, I did transfer. I did add an extra like $50 for birthdays because we have a lot of birthdays coming up. So I know I wanted to put extra in there. So all of this came out like pretty good to the amount that I thought it was going to be. It ended up being $480 because I added an extra $50. And then I did pay the extra $730 in debt payments. I did pay the extra car payment, and I did pay the extra Wells Fargo student loan payment as well. So that left me with $800 and supposedly $43. And then I did have $25 that got taken out for our savings account. And supposedly I was supposed to have $618 left because I subtracted my $200 cushion that I like to keep in my account. And so I ended up checking on my checking account balance to make sure these numbers were lining up. They weren't lining up because we ended up spending quite a bit of money at Costco for like food and cake and stuff for one of my cousin's birthdays. And we ended up paying for it ourselves, and my family gave us cash to like help cover it. So my balance was a little bit off. So what I decided to do was to just check to make sure my balance was correct. And then I went ahead and I also filled in and updated my sinking fund thing because I don't recall if I had added the extra $50 for birthdays. So I decided to make sure that I had put that on there. And then I noticed, so I hadn't put the extra $50 that I had done. So I went ahead and added that, which brought my total to $225. I think I added it, but yeah, it's $225. So I went ahead, and while I was looking at over all of this, I checked my other balances and stuff. And I also checked my checking account balance too to see if everything was adding up. This particular week's budget was messy just because, I don't know, with getting cash from family members for like a purchase, it kind of threw me off. So, I noticed that I had like added that wrong. So I had $225 in my Christmas budget, And I decided to add an extra 100 because like part of my goal was to add more to my Christmas fund and my birthday fund. So I added 50 to obviously birthdays, so I decided to add another 100 to Christmas. So that brought my total for Christmas to $325. And I think I also wrote down my like checking account balance so that I knew for the September budget how much I was actually rolling over. Because I did this like a couple of days before I got paid for September. So I was just trying to check everything and make sure I had everything updated properly. Again, I'm really sorry for my voice. Like, I've been sick for, oh my gosh, like a couple weeks now. So my throat is kind of like scratchy sounding and I sound kind of weird. So yeah, my checking account balance was like $738. And so I went ahead and subtracted the 100 that I decided to transfer into my singing funds account. So it left me with $638, which makes sense because I got paid more than I thought I was going to. I spent less than I was going to. So it makes sense that I had like $638 left over. Plus, so I also had like a little bit of cash, but I don't really count cash because it's really hard for me to track it. So thank you guys so much for watching me close out my August paycheck. My last paycheck in August. Please subscribe if you like the videos, and I'll be sure to have more soon. Thank you guys.